Thank you. Hi, guys. Welcome to our Monday weekly call. Welcome to Flip These Bricks Academy. I am your host, co-host, Jasmine Robinson, also your accountability coach, your resource, your real estate resource, and a friend. So happy Monday to everyone. Glad that you guys were able to join us. I'm in a unique situation here. I have no light, no power, no internet. So I'm on my phone tonight. So there will be no slides, but we all know the housekeeping rules. We start at 7:05. We ask that you have your cameras on, that you mute your microphones, that you monitor your microphones, and please give your attention to the person that is speaking and always participate. When we engage, we have a great conversation. So please share your knowledge, not only on real estate, but business just in general, because we are business professionals. So we want to stay on top of things, stay on top of the market. So please engage with us and not have me and Daniel do all the talking. You can find us nationwide. We are growing in our chapters. We're growing in our cities. Our primary chapters are Atlanta, New York, and Dallas, but New Jersey, Connecticut. We have Chicago on the map, California, and other parts of Texas as well. So we are definitely growing in chapters and in size. So that is a wonderful and amazing thing. The purpose of this call really is for you guys to invite newcomers, people that are wanting to learn more about FTB. So definitely make sure that you are inviting your friends, family, coworkers, anyone that has an interest in real estate investing, as well as just business and personal development. We're here for all of it. What else are some of the housekeeping rules that we have? Oh, you can find us on social media platforms. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Join our book club, as we are now probably in our 8th book for the year. So we're going to keep going strong. So join us there. Yeah, I think we're like, at least this is the 8th month. So we've been tracking about one book a month. So we may be on book 7.
And you're going to go back to the who, not how.
Yes. So we will do who, not how, and maybe that should be next. So 10X and then who, not how. And who, not how is definitely a great book just on the structure and the community that we're trying to build here. And I actually want to say, I love the WhatsApp group. I mean, I do really like Mighty Networks, but there has been a lot of engagement on the WhatsApp platform and a lot of articles shared, a lot of YouTube videos. Thank you, Dr. Sharad, Mr. Sharad, for all your videos. They've been really great and inspiring. And just the communication that's going on there. So it is working, and I like it. So please engage on WhatsApp. Please check us out. If you have not joined us on that platform, please do let me know, or let Daniel know, and he'll be more than happy to add you or invite you to the group. Tonight, we're going to just free flow. So I'm going to open up the floor to everyone.
Can I recommend a book?
Of course.
Never Split the Difference. I could get you, I'll text it in
yeah, I have that one on my list. I have that on my list. So yeah, Never Split the Difference.
And Surrounded by Idiots.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. Surrounded by Idiots. Okay, I'm going to take that one too. Thank you.
That's got to be a classic.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Miss Carolyn put in a group, she said that in the last chat, y'all said y'all going to be doing an E-Myth.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So we did say we are going to do the E-Myth, but look, I did a test run with Ellen. I let her read it. And when she came back, she made me, I was like, she didn't really give me what I wanted. So I was like, I did a last minute switch up. So the E-Myth is still a great book, though. I felt like it is, especially if you're dealing with business structure and wanting to know the different personalities within business. Like you have your visionary, you have your technician, you have your manager. So still a great book. And it talks about being able to replicate. So the success of McDonald's is its consistency, and they use McDonald's as an example. So it's consistency in how they perform. So every McDonald's that you go into, they have it timed, how much the fries, how long it takes to do the fries, how long it does to make the hamburger. So, and that's consistent throughout all of their stores and their franchises. So still a good book, Ms. Carolyn, and we'll circle back. But right now, I'm wanting us to tackle like our getting beyond the fears, our mindset, encouraging everyone to move forward with their real estate goals, and taking our organization to the next level and having more investors, active investors. So I'm just kind of pushing off of that energy. And that's why I switched the book up. Hopefully you'll still join us though. All right. Daniel, you want to say something? Want to
Sure.
kick it off?
Why not?
All right.
Well, I wanted to talk to Kareem, being that we got him here. He posted something I was interested in the chat the other day about the city of Baltimore partnering with the investor and covering up to 75% of the rehab costs. I thought that was pretty interesting. So what I wanted to ask you, Kareem, do you have to live in the city in order for that to be owner occupied in order for them to do that, or will they have the same process for out of state investor, or will we have to set up a local LLC in Baltimore to be considered local to do so?
So I already have the local LLC for that purpose. We can, for everybody else's sake, we could set up another one. But we don't have to be in Baltimore for that. It's a developer project. So remember I was telling so how Baltimore is working is basically for owner occupied, they're selling it for $1, right? The developers, they want small developers and new developers to come in and buy other properties, and they have two ways of going to buy it. There's one is a buyer's discount program, which they was mentioning on the video, and where it goes from $3,000 to $5,000, you buy the property outright, you own it free and clear. And then they were saying that the city will help you with 75% of the rehab costs, and you just have to provide the other 25%. So to answer your question directly, no, you don't have to be local to Baltimore. The good thing is I'm in Baltimore, my business is in Baltimore, and I'm setting the house that I'm in as like a hub just for that. I'm gonna put some like what are they called? Mailboxes in here and set it up for people to have like almost a virtual office, so they can do things in Baltimore via their business address if they want to invest in Baltimore. They do give preference to people in Baltimore. And if you do any kind of research, I know I've been looking on YouTube and stuff for people, like they're giving advice on investing in Baltimore. It's always, as everybody knows, it's always good to have boots on the ground. I'll be that boot on the ground. With that program, I'm more specifically trying, if you watch the video, there's a guy talking that's, I think it's Park Heights Lighting or something like that. I'm going to try and get in contact with that person, because he's the direct contact. The other person is like a wholesaler. So he was kind of gatekeeping. So, if we did decide to go and do it, how it will work is we would pool the money together. Like if it was one property, we would go 25% of the rehab costs. Usually they're guts, so they're gutted already, or they just need to be gutted. There's a good blueprint for townhouses that I see. So when it would just be a copy, just fine and go to Home Depot and get the blueprint. But we would just need to have the 25% per rehab that we wanted. With the developer program, I know it's a lot of different points, but the developer program, they said that you can get up to 19 properties per person or per entity at the $3,000 to $5,000. So if we have multiple entities, then we can multiply that by the amount of entities that we have. They don't really check too much on the entities. They just want to see that that you have the funds. So that was that.
And you said those properties are are between 3 to 5,000 per shell.
Yep. And
And
that's in
that's
the city.
okay.
Hmm.
And then
Perfect.
once you calculate all your development costs, then you bring it back to them, I guess, for to screen over it, and then they'll cover the 75% of it.
Yeah, so they have a basic rate that they have in their head already. I think it's um like $150 a square foot. So anything under that, they're gonna be skeptical, which works
Mm.
for us as developers and builders and contractors. But anything over that, they want you to show, the justifications for it. But that's like their base rate is $150 a square foot for for the rehab.
And what's the average square footage of those buildings?
It depends. So some of them are 900 square feet, and then you got some that's 3,000, 3,500
Mm.
square feet. So it
'Cause
varies depending on the area.
and that's for the row houses, like in the area where we was at when I came down there.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to look up where we was at was North Avenue. North Avenue has is a ton of them all up and down the block. And North Avenue for people that's in New York, it's like Northern Boulevard. It's a main street. It's a main intersection that goes across the north side of Baltimore. So when they're gonna be developing, it's like that's gonna be a main hub of commerce, um, the arts. It's like they already have different pockets because it's like Baltimore is town oriented, so it's like it wouldn't be like if I can correlate to New York, it would be borough oriented. Nah, it would be each town in the borough, like more like Brooklyn, where you got Bushwick and Brownsville and Bed-Stuy, and they're all individuals known for that instead of somewhere like Queens, where we just known for being Queens. They're more like Brooklyn, where they in their individual towns, people tend to stay like that, right?
Gotcha.
So in the little pockets, you're starting to see little art communities come up. You're starting to see food trucks. You got the coaches. You got everybody picking out their little town, and the light rail is coming soon. I met with somebody in 2019, and they said they're projected to be out here by 2030, and a light rail to get from New York down here in an hour. So you know, that's going to work for anybody. It said from DC to New York could be an hour and a half, and they're going to be running down the 295 corridor, but the stop is going to be in a place that has a lot of opportunity right now, as well as Brooklyn, Maryland. So if y'all want to look up Brooklyn as well, and honestly, the reason why it's called Brooklyn is because it looks like Brooklyn, New York. Is has the same layout and planning. But those are two areas that have a lot of city owned, dilapidated, and ghost zombie properties. I know Dan knows what zombie properties are. I know that's how we met in Newburgh. We was talking about zombie properties. So in those two areas, they'll have a lot of those properties, and they're like great areas for up and coming development.
Gotcha. It's definitely interesting. There's no way around the 19 properties per company besides just setting up a completely separate entity.
No, so what how so the program is for small time developers to start working with the city, right? If anybody looks on Instagram, they'll see Charm City Buyers. They started out with a similar program. And now they just work like they're almost providing this they work with the city to provide this program. So
Gotcha.
it's like an entry level program. Once you get in, then you'll start getting, it's not a big town, it's not a big city, it's only 600,000 people and probably 6,000 people doing everything. So everybody knows everybody, and once you get in, you know, you'll will start getting better connections. I've seen people who start in Baltimore and now they're building out in DC and getting political connections because they got tapped in. So and that's in a matter of 2 or 3 years. So
And
it's not.
my next question is, as far as the developers, are they looking at a conflict of interest if you're doing your own projects, or when it comes to them paying out that 75%, will they pay it directly to the entity as they show receipts upon completion, or do they expect you to have like a third party company, like a construction company that you're paying to do the work for them?
So if you have to, if you they so being a developer, they encourage being a GC. I'm not sure if they have the schedule, if they're putting everything on the schedule. I could find out, and that's what I was saying. I'll go reach out, but I'm kind of just waiting for everybody to say, oh, this is something that we want to do before I go out and get all of the information because they move kind of quick.
Yeah, I say go ahead and get it, because personally I'm interested. I'm sure several other members will be interested, especially if we able to pick up those properties at those prices. And we also know that we got the city that's going to finance within the community as well. Those is good. Those is good deals. Those could be starter projects for like I said, you're down there to manage it. Periodically I can swing down on that side. It's only 3 hours from New York, 3.5 hours from my side. But definitely get the information because I'm curious to know the bottom end of the platform.
Copy.
So it's called Brooklyn, Maryland?
Yep, there's Brooklyn Park. It's right outside of Baltimore City, but it's like that's where they're gonna be putting the Brooklyn Park station is where they're gonna be putting the light rail for Baltimore. And from there it's going to DC.
I heard they already started that rail already. Like they started it down on the DC side coming up. Am I correct?
Yeah, but they're giving problems in Baltimore because they're saying it's gonna mess with commutes and transportation or something like that. So they're trying to get all of it locked before they actually connect everything. But
I
they've
heard
been
it. I heard it was like a couple of cities that kind of blocked them from coming through. So they trying to get
work
through
around
those
it.
cities, but they got like from the New York, Jersey side all the way down. Then they got DC, but somewhere in the middle they kind of
Baltimore.
gotcha.
Baltimore.
Mm.
Yep. So I don't know why they're stopping it. I think it's like cultural. They don't want the redlining and all that stuff, and rightfully so. They want to have inclusion. They're trying to figure it out. So that's probably why the stop is similar to the whole. They stopped it just when Amazon stopped up in New York. New York stopped Amazon from coming up there. They stopped that from coming here at the same time. So they're just waiting. It's a process. I see them. They're still here. They're lobbying. They got the money. They got it from every other place. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Like Harlem.
Yep.
Well, that's a very interesting project. I'm definitely going to do a little bit of research. I see Miss Jenna's taking her notes, so I'm sure she will as well. And if anyone else has an interest or would like to, have further information, you can reach out to Kareem. Want to make sure that you put your information in the chat. And then you can also reach out to me as well. We're all about making connections. Your who's, not how's, right? Your who, not how. Does anyone else want to introduce a property? I know that you all have been sending off markets to me via email. I have been receiving them and sorting them, but you are always welcome to bring them to the platform yourself and present. I kind of like the vibe that was going on tonight in the presentation of a potential project. So if you all have anything, or if you've been seeing any properties out and about, always make sure that you can bring them to the call. We can also link up earlier if you'd like to share pictures or comps in the area or any type of information about the area. We can also do that as well. So what else do we have tonight? Like I said, I'm a little off keel without my slides and no electricity, no internet, but I did have a Monday motivation, which is don't let yesterday take up too much of today. That's my Monday motivation. And I just mean that in life in general, not just yesterday, but the past, past experiences and things that you are going through. Don't let them take up your today, too much of your today. All right. Anyone else wanting to unmic, introduce yourselves, tell us about services and opportunity? We have a small group tonight, which is nice. I like small groups.
Just a follow-up question.
Yes.
On the Baltimore.
Okay.
2 quick questions, if you don't mind. Yeah, one is there a timeline for breaking ground once you acquire the property?
Oh, nice.
And then the second question would be, is there a certain end buyer that they're looking for, or demographics?
No, there's no end buyer. The timeline is usually a year. From when you buy the property. I was gonna say something else about that, but no, they don't. The timeline is a year, but they don't have any kind of. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Baltimore has a unique market where they can get $2,000 in rent a month for certain properties, and if we buy them for $3,000 to $5,000, you could just recoup into, after I'll say in a year or two because of the rehab course, right? Just realistically. But yeah, Section 8 pays $2,000 a month. And especially if you fix it up to the standard of upper class, they match. So that's one exit. If you want to sell, the houses are going, it depends on the area that you buy in and the timing that you're selling, but they're going for 250 to 300. So it's just your preference. I know they have a lot of incentive for Section 8 and affordable housing. So they have grants and programs for that as well. And we could start a campaign. I know a lot of agents that look for houses in Baltimore. A lot of people from DC are moving up here because it's more affordable. So a lot of people move to DC for 2 years and then they come up towards this way because it's only 30 minutes away. And being that they could buy a house at such a low price right now, a lot of them are houses in DC are $1 million, $2 million right now. And the same house, these are sister cities. So these same houses up here, the same plot, same just about area, same square footage and everything. It's just Baltimore versus DC. And if you look at if for the real estate agents, if you look up around 2000 in the 90s to 2010 are the prices of the houses in DC, and look up right now the prices of the houses in Baltimore from 2000, I'll say 2015 to now, you'll start seeing similarities. So
with that light rail, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Especially considering the traffic between Baltimore and Washington DC. You could sit in the traffic for a while anyway.
Yeah.
So the traffic from Baltimore to DC is an hour, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In that hour, I can get to New York on that light rail and go to work. and
Yeah.
come back home. You see what I'm saying? So the people from New York, it is not gonna make sense to live in New York in real soon. And I don't know if y'all, my mother was telling me she's seeing visit Maryland, visit Maryland. There's a reason. Maryland is the richest state by capita.
It is.
Mhm.
And so
And
already a lot of New Yorkers are moving to Jersey. That's why they're building all those mid-rise apartment buildings, luxury apartment buildings and
so
all that.
in my area, they just built 3 of them in my town,
And they
just
go
in
up
my
quick.
town. Yep.
Yeah.
It, and they got, if you look up what is it, Port of Baltimore?
Hmm.
They just built the Under Armour. That's right by me. They just built the Under Armour stadium. The Sweet Chick. What is this? What's the vegan, slutty vegan
I was Slutty Vegan.
lady?
Yeah, I saw that when I was there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's over there. They got waterfront properties going up over there. Uh, and they do festivals and everything over there. So, it says home of the Ravens. They do the cruises come from over there, and that's where they did that before. I mean, they did that 5 years ago. They started that project, and since then they built the whole city over there. It was nothing but a cruise ship area over there, and now they got about 10 buildings. It looks like another downtown. So they're with that plan, they're going all over the city and building up the buildings and renovating the townhouses. And they're like, get in if you can, because every city. I don't know if you guys know about opportunity zones. I could say, I mean, but every every zip code in Baltimore basically is an opportunity zone. So that goes for business as well. If you have a business in the opportunity zone, then you get preference. And then investing in real estate, you get preference as well in opportunity zone. As far as fundraising, when you go to family businesses, they want to have their business or they want to invest in opportunity zones because they get better rates. So that's what's been happening in the past 7 years that I've seen. But I know there's way more, and all I have to do is actually like get out and start networking again. I stopped during the pandemic.
Yeah. This is good. I actually, Maria, I hate that Janae is not on the call tonight, but we will definitely, I'll make sure she gets the recording of this. And then when we do our next one-on-one, we have a lot to share with her because she's in the Baltimore area as well. And I think she's been very curious as what they were going to do or what plans they had for the row houses because she's talked about that on previous calls. So, yeah,
I met with her. I met with her last week.
oh,
So
did you?
we have weekly calls. I have I'm just one of those type of people. If you're
Sure.
around my area, I'm definitely gonna make sure we all built up and
Okay,
ready.
I love it. So you talked to Janae. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Now I feel out of the loop. What's going on? I'm just kidding.
Gotta reach out to me, I guess.
I guess so, right? Okay. Maria, I love the background. Hi, you look great tonight. It's so cute. Yes, I love it. You're muted, babe. You're muted. Unmute. Unmute. There you go. Yes, yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, that's what I've been working on. I've been just networking and just trying to make connections and contacts and trying to, get this thing off the ground, searching out grants and stuff like that. So it's just been, I've been busy doing that. I have surgery coming up, so I'm just trying to be productive with this nonprofit before I just really put it out there and start soliciting money from you guys.
I know it. I'm all for it. I love the background. I see some growth too. But yeah, you and I, me and Janae, we need to kind of link back up. But this is really good info. I think, well, she knows about it because she's in communication.
Yeah, she told me she was meeting with him the other day. So
yeah, that's awesome. I love to see that. That's what the platform is for, making connections and building relationships. That's your who's, not your how. Goes back to that book. So it's working. It's working.
I like my logo.
I love it. It's
Thank
bright.
you.
Color
It
me
is bright.
purpose. I
Yeah.
like it all.
Well,
Okay.
we're definitely organically growing, which is good. We're starting to get, more in-depth communication with each other. I know there's a couple of people that's in tune to a couple of the lenders that's in the circle now. So, it's good to see. It's really no rush because what's actually happening right now is what's supposed to happen. And long as it just keeps moving in this direction, it eventually grow to where it needs to be at.
I will. I'm very excited about the Atlanta event. Not excited. It's my birthday weekend, but I'm looking forward to it. I guess we'll be posting like location details and things of that sort soon.
Yeah, I was supposed to have it tonight. I actually have it. I have the address. I have everything. Me and Dr. Harris were supposed to finalize some things on Saturday, but she got in a very, very bad car accident.
Oh, no.
It was really bad, but she's okay. So she just need a few days to rest up a little bit, and then me and her are going to continue with the plan. And so give me a couple of days, and I'll be able to actually post the location. Being that it's a group thing, it's kind of like all three of us is kind of like into cahoots. So that's why I haven't posted it yet. But the dates is the same. It is on the 12th of October. It's close to the airport, where the location is actually going to be. We end up having it at KO Studio. So we're gonna have the event. He got a really big facility in the studio over there, which is a nice environment. So we're gonna have it there. It's gonna start at 6 o'clock networking, and then the actual formal event will start at 7. And I like I said, give me maybe a couple of more days, Jasmine. I can what I'll do is I'll loop you into the group chat with me, Dr. Harris, and then this way you can be able to bring the information back to the group.
That sounds good. But it's definitely going to be a good time. Hopefully some of our out-of-towners can join us. Our out-of-state members can join us in Atlanta. That would be exciting. And then Dallas, Ellen and I, she's not on the call, but we're also trying to cook up an event in Dallas. We're hoping to do it the 17th of November. So more details to come. I'm just saying, just trust that there'll be some water involved. If I'm involved, there will be water. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So that's kind of
this first Atlanta event is really going to be a kickstart for our chapters. But then, the chapters will start, really, really pushing our chapter event. I was really surprised to see how fast Maryland have caught up, because they was one of the last, and this is not really our internal FTB. These is the external FTB members that we have not even yet, start to interact with, that, we set up on these meetup platforms, that they're just waiting for events for us to put together. And once we start, then we can start networking and, start really exposing FTB. But Baltimore picked up fairly quickly, and Connecticut is creeping up there as well too. I'm seeing members going in there. The only area that I see is struggling, in which I kind of knew it, was Florida. For some reason, I don't think Florida liked Meetup for some reason, because we had about 2 people join the network. Anthony, I just switched it to Orlando just recently, just to see if we can pick up more activity from one of the major surrounding cities, and then we can communicate out from there and bring them in. So I'm kind of playing with the algorithm just to see if that'll kind of help out the Florida chapter. But I noticed when Jasmine was in Florida, Tampa was okay, but it was still moving slow. And St. Pete didn't have really no activity at all. So maybe it's just not an area where people do a lot of, networking and all of that stuff at. Maybe on the meetup platform. I'm not saying that they're not out there.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
Either way it go, we're gonna grow to push the chapter. There's several people in Florida. It's just a matter of getting out and networking. and finding out what platforms is in Florida. Maybe we start going to, you know, some of those events and stuff like that. And then Maria, there's a couple of people down in Alabama, which is also close to where you're at, going towards, you know, Mississippi as well. So we get an activity down on that end. I do know that there's someone that expressed interest to open up the Birmingham location. They a real estate investor down in Alabama, and they want to, you know, bring what they got going on to the platform and stuff. So I'm in communication with them as well. And I just added Charles to the group today. I didn't know he was in Alabama, but he's a wholesale as well as an investor. But I just found out that he's in Montgomery, Alabama. So we working our way of coming, you know, down on that side as well.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of our organization. You know, it's like, it don't even have to be in your city. You know, there's going to be properties all across this country. You know, we just got to kind of just see what, you know, what works, and get in, get out. You know, you might not be investing in the same city, you know, for the rest of your life.
Very true.
Ms. Janice, what did you think about that property that Larry posted today? I looked at it. It seemed fairly decent as far as the area go. It's definitely priced.
The pricing is excellent. And then I did the zip code and trying to look around the town kind of thing to see what else is going on there. But even if it's definitely a flip to get it at that price and then fix it up and sell it, I think it's good. I reached out to him individually and I told him to keep me posted. And it's not too far from us. And I saw something else in Torrington, Connecticut, that was like 49,000. But the issue with that, they said you had to be, it's not for investors. It was for, let me see, 1 second, I wrote it down. 1 second. Said it was $68,000, and it's in Torrington. It's about 50 miles from me. It was on Realtor for 226 days. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but it's something about affordable housing. It's 4.2 acre lot, so it's on a big piece of land. But it said in the description it's not open for investors.
Mm.
It's probably one of them home mortgage programs where they're trying to get owner occupied.
Yeah.
I looked into Torrent. I was really close to buying some land down there.
In Torrington?
Yeah, down there during the pandemic time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of land in Torrington, a lot.
Yeah.
And it's its price right. So I was looking between there and Danbury. As far as, like, you know, doing some new development. So now that you're down on that side, you know, we can just start looking into some of that, you know, some of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go online and look a little bit more tomorrow, in terms of, because on the west side, I think, you know, the east side and the 95 corridor,
It's
you know,
saturated.
they're kind of, I don't want to say it's oversaturated, but I just think this is kind of like untapped, and there's so much undeveloped land on this side. But it's pissing people off because they moved out of the city, moved out of the high tax Westchester to come for quietness and space, and
And now
it's like a developer's a developer's dream.
You know, I think it's Stratford, if I'm not mistaken.
Stratford, yeah, that's near Bridgeport.
Yeah, Simon Mall backed out of a major development that they were supposed to do on the waterfront down there.
Oh, okay.
The
Why?
city is trying to figure out what to do with the land. They don't know why. They have no clue why. But what they did is they got approved on the waterfront to build all of these luxury condominiums, mall, outdoor, almost like an Atlantic Station. And they bought up they got the city to basically, I'm talking about people moved out for blocks off that waterfront. And now they're trying to figure out what to do with the properties because the Simon Mall basically backed out and the project have already been approved to do this big major development there. So what the city is using it for now, being that all the houses is abandoned, they're using it for training for the police department and the fire department. So what they did is they caged off streets after streets so nobody could get down there but city officials. I read an article about it. I have it somewhere. I have to find it, but they're looking for developers to come in to come up with another plan for some of these buildings, but all the buildings are just condemned and they all just sitting there. And the people and the neighbors are all upset because, you know, some of them moved out of those houses and moved further in town, you know, because they wanted to see the development come in.
Mhm.
There's a
And
lot of
it's on the water?
It's on the waterfront. It's on the waterfront on the Stratford side between Stratford coming into Bridgeport.
Mhm.
I heard about that a couple of years ago when he bought the properties out. I didn't know that he pulled out. I could find out. I know a realtor that was tapped in with that. I could reach out to them and find
Yeah,
out if we could get connected.
Larry is who sent me the article. So I know he still have it, and I'm sure it's probably deep down in my text messages with him. So I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna post it because it just sparked interest to create the conversation because it's just a bunch of nice properties on the water that the city they're looking for somebody to figure out what they want to do with it, and they right now the city just using it as a training camp until they figure out the next best plan.
But an independent person can't just buy it?
Yeah, if you got the money to do so, it's a lot of land, it's a lot of property. So, they're looking for another proposal. And I'm not saying that it can't be us as a group, but we just have to really look at it, as a whole. There's other major outfits out there besides the Simon Mall that might not know about the situation. That had they do know, we can probably bring in some other larger developers to come in and as anchors. It's worth the study of the process, as young developers, just to get involved in stuff like that, so you can kind of start putting yourself in a position to know how those deals is even done, even getting in between some of them deals and stuff like that as well. But it's definitely an interesting, situation. Stratford is like the clean part of Bridgeport, and they clean Stratford up so much.
Wow, okay.
And that's the in between because you got everything from Greenwich all the way through Stanford, all the way up that water have already been developed. The only pocket, is that
Bridgeport.
pocket, because once that happened, then that's when Bridgeport is going to start turning around, taking off as well.
So you guess it's good to look for some spots in Bridgeport.
Definitely.
New Haven too.
Definitely down in Bridgeport. There's Pastor Joe Pullen. He was on our call a couple of times. He's a pastor. His church is in Bridgeport, and he met with the mayor just recently because they got some development stuff that they already have in plan and works. And me and him was talking, and he said he wanted to make an introduction with me with the mayor on getting me involved in some of the developments and stuff that's actually going on down in that Bridgeport area. So I really believe that Bridgeport is a good place in Connecticut if we want to look into Connecticut on that side of things to start doing spot bills, even if you're looking for apartments to, hold for rentals. I seen available lots in Bridgeport. I seen 2-family houses at good prices in Bridgeport. So Bridgeport is definitely a good area in Connecticut that at one point the investors was down there. They was moving actively. And it slowed down a little bit, but now you got a lot of major developments and stuff coming in.
There, Waterbury, New Haven, Waterbury, and Bridgeport. And what I find is they have a lot of people of color, Hispanics, Black people. And I think this is why it's now being looked at to, I guess you could say gentrify, you know, looking at where it's located and why the pricing is what the pricing is right now. But like in 5 years, it's probably going to be untouchable.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Definitely.
Mhm. Action.
Yeah.
That leads to the action wealth file.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jews, you know, amongst us in the group, and that's why it's good that we building these chapters out, because we got strength in numbers. And with the chapters opening up and we start networking, the people like right there within the community will be the team that we get involved to start buying in these communities. And I'm sure there's so many people in the community that want to get involved, but just might not have all the resources and stuff like that. So that's what make us a good platform to have, because we bring in those resources and stuff like that. And I know eventually we're going to be full of lenders. You know, we got 2 active ones. We got one slingling on the side, but before you know it, we have multiple lenders right now.
Yes.
So I got a question as far as bringing the people on the call. I had a couple of people express interest. I know they didn't get on. I'm pretty sure they didn't get on today, but I sent them the website. I sent the groups and stuff like that. I don't have a way of tracking that, so I don't know if I need to remind them or anything. So should I just go and remind them on Monday at 5 o'clock to join the call? I don't like doing that.
No. We have an email that goes out every Sunday evening, and then a reminder 15 minutes before the call starts on Monday. If you want to send their email addresses, I can add them. That's one way. And then I think we're also going to start introducing a text. Now that we have numbers on the WhatsApp, I think we could start sending out a text message as well. So email, phone number, and their names, then I can start reaching out to them and reminding them of the call.
Okay.
And then just when they submit, when they decide to become a member and they submit their application, they would just put you down as their reference for your credit, for your referral fee. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I will also begin to start posting the Zoom link in WhatsApp. I will do that as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that tonight, you know, maybe like right before our call or something, we can just drop the Zoom link, or maybe an hour before, because WhatsApp is one of those things that everybody don't check regularly. But I didn't want to do a regular text app, because sometimes, you know, with text messages, an Android app where they're not compatible, so you can't really send video and everything else. But I know eventually people will start looking to go to the app more often than what they would normally go on. But I think if we start dropping it, because there's several people on it, a lot of people not saying anything, but I do know that they are getting messages, because I get certain text messages personally, like, hey, I see that, you know, this is going on in the group. So even though they're not saying it, they're seeing it, which is good.
I also created a meetup for Dallas for this weekly call. Maybe we can duplicate that in the other chapters as well. I'll follow up.
Me and Kareem actually talked about that. Every chapter should put that on as a recurring event. Period.
Yeah.
You know, that Monday call, just put it in there one time and just put it as recurring, and it will always keep recurring as a recurring event. And then once I give you guys the Atlanta event information, you guys can put that information on your groups too. Even though it's not a local event, at least the members get to see that there's other activity going on. And same thing, like once you guys start doing local events as well, the other chapters could also post that on our groups, just to show. Of course, most people not going to travel across the states, but they can at least to see, you know, what's going on. I like what Jasmine did with the Dallas chapter. She has the book club on there.
Yeah.
And when I was on there, I seen that somebody, I don't know if they joined, but I seen they was showing interest from the meetup group just because the book club was actually posted on there.
So
Yeah.
put what as the reoccurring event?
So the book
Weekly
club
call.
and this weekly call
Yeah.
Weekly call and book club. Okay.
as the reoccurring, and then
And
we
it-
can. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. What I was going to tell her, if she goes to your page, the Dallas page, she can just kind of see what you did and just copy it and just paste it on over to your side. You don't got to
Okay.
kind of reinvent the wheel. Of course, you can modify it, but you know, she has it set up really, really nice to where it's legible and you kind of understand.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. All right, I'll
And
do
if you
that.
guys, I can always share the information if you want it as well. Like, you know,
Please.
just let me know if you can't copy paste, just reach out to me and I'll send it to you. So, and then especially the Atlanta event, what I'll do is I'll create it and then maybe I'll post it in the WhatsApp and then you can create it within your own chapter.
Okay.
So with the Atlanta event, I'm thinking that should be like a once a year thing, like a national event, like where all of the people that can come or whichever office, whoever has wherever, it should be like a once in a year event, like a nationals to collect everybody from the chapters and meet. So it could be like a award ceremony as we grow.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then eventually you could charge for it and we could do other things with it. But right now, if that's so basically what I'm saying is if everybody can, the chapter presidents at least should be at the event so we could start building that out. So we can, keep it going and as every year gets better, and we can use that as kind of like a blueprint for our specific chapters to build out.
Look at what the Invest Fest did in 3 years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They built that off a podcast and they built that in 3 years. They just had 50,000 people show up over the weekend
Yeah.
in Atlanta. And the thing is, when I look at the platform of the Invest Fest, they created an atmosphere where people is now showing up with the awareness of now I want to do something, right? The FTB platform is the groundwork for organizations like that because we the ones who's actually going to be doing stuff with the information that we actually get. So there's a lot of exposure happening right now with social media. There's a lot of classes and all types of things being taught all around the country. And if we focus on application, within our organization, of course, I'm sure we're going to grow past real estate once we actually start, doing things and investing into other businesses and stuff like that. But if we start applying application, then we're going to be known for the organization that's actually producing and getting the results. And then we can start going to in advance, we can start signing it up to be part of the Invest Fest to where we can have a booth in the Invest Fest and then we can get exposure. We can start going down to Vegas to the to the seminars and stuff that they're having and getting these booths set up. So ultimately, we just really creating the environment. It's not really about us all making $1 million right now. It's really about us creating the environment, finding what works for us at the level that we actually at. We all in different places at different times to assist each other if we can. We all in different places financially. And let's just talk about how we can get in collectively together on, some of these projects. And eventually it'll grow where it needs to be to where we as a whole will become the bank because, once we start coming up, then we all will be in a different position. So as of it right now, what we need, and I think, I know based on the chapter presidents, we're gonna create another separate WhatsApp group just for the chapter presidents. So now the presidents can all get together to start planning for their chapters so they can then bring it back to the overall members. so we can start being a voice. You know, we can start getting on these podcasts and we can start really speaking about what we're doing, you know, within the community. And each area so far is great areas. Dallas is a great area. Atlanta's a great area. Baltimore's a great area. Connecticut's a great area. So, you know, collectively, we got great areas to invest in, you know, so
Yeah.
now it's not really about, I would love to see us growing more members, but it's really about us growing internally now, because if we start working together internally and start reproducing the results, once we start documenting the results, then that's what's going to inspire the public to want to get involved. And then now they're getting involved into things that we put in perspective, that now they investing into investments that we control, you know, as an individual, you know.
Right. Once they see, I think, as you said, some documentation of what is purchased and done, I think it'll take off in a different level. I met those guys. They are just the sweetest. Just what you see, that cool, calm, collective, very approachable, very humble, very kind. You know, you can ask them anything. They're very people-centered young men. And they were at this Christmas party that they were honoring them. So, you know, I just told them I thought that they were doing an awesome job. But I see us there too. Is room at the table for everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's so crazy how, I mean, even their platform has evolved from when they first started. So,
And
that's
the circles run thin. They're not too far off. I sponsored an event that they did in Brooklyn. I run into Rashid all the time. He lives here in White Plains. We in the morning sometime we run into each other in the gas station. So they're, like you said, they're really approachable. They're normal, regular people that just found a niche.
Yes.
Both of them are financial advisors, so they took their information and started sharing it, and then you see where it led to. So,
yeah.
and I think we have something great. You know, it's a little different than what they're doing, but I can see a future collaboration to where, you know, once we can just keep pushing the results, we can kind of get some things going. And it's happening already.
Agreed. It is. Agreed. Totally agree. It is happening. I guess what I'll say on that, my little coach's corner, is that I'm definitely learning patience with the move to Dallas. So, you know, patience and consistency and action create results. So, yes. Ta-da. All right, well, it's that hour. It's that dinner hour. It was a great call. I'm like, I got power back, so now I can try to eat. I'm like, yes. So it's been a great conversation. As always, every call is so unique. I really love the vibe of this call tonight. Thought it was very informative. Definitely looking at projects and properties, having more conversation. So we are growing and evolving, and I'm very excited about what's to come. I'm excited about the Atlanta event. And just the personal growth that I'm seeing with our individual members that have been with us for a while. I can't believe at the end of the month, it'll be a year that we've been growing and developing. So yes, Miss Janice, you have a question?
What is the gentleman's name? Elite Property Solutions?
It's Kareem.
Oh, Kareem, right. I'm sorry. He did say that. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. So yeah. So if anyone wants to share, opening up the floor. If not, we can kind of wrap it up and go find something to eat.
Last thing.
Yes.
There was a question that I wanted to pose on WhatsApp, but I wanted to pose it first here because it was started today. Right. Everybody has a business, everybody has a service or a product that we're doing, right? And in this network, we're supposed to be practicing collectivism and group economics, correct? So let's do that with a small action instead of a big action with real estate. Let's just refer each other each other's business to somebody that we know, right? And either have an affiliate program where you give a referral fee or have a network rate where you're giving us a discount so we can go and promote the service and we all get paid. How does everybody think about that?
Well, that's part of like being able to get it out as the agenda. That's pretty much the direction. Like I was me and Jasmine, we talked about this. Like we can't dictate a price what other people will give like referral fees, but one thing that we're gonna revamp and we're gonna put inside our manuals, for new members and stuff like that, like in our bylaws and things of that nature. We're gonna really push to encourage that members pay referral fees to other members. Like we want our organization, to do that. And that's why we're leading by example, by doing it the way that we're doing it. Because if members get in this organization and every time you get a referral, regardless of what it is, send them something. But I want us to really start promoting that as an organization so it becomes a norm, it becomes expected, and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of people in the organization that's not directly tied into real estate, and they don't really understand how this could be a benefit to them. But it's a benefit because as a business owner, you a business owner just investing in real estate, but at the same time, you have a service that you provide. So whatever that service is, us as an organization need to know what that is and where you're located at. And as we start making money, everything has to pay for itself. But as we start making money and we really start getting all of this information on our platform and on our websites and stuff like that, then a lot of it will be self-explanatory. So right now we got to do it the old-fashioned way. We got to carry the message. So we personally have to go out each and every day knowing that we tied to a resource. So we got to keep our ears open. So if someone asks for something, we just got to send it in that group chat. Hey, listen, somebody need X, Y, and Z. And once we start being known for doing that, it'll start. It's almost like BNI, the Givers Game. I don't know if you joined it, but I have, and that's the whole platform of BNI,
It is. And they also talk about the warm lead, cold lead. So with us referring business, you're more likely to be able to close the deal because it's like a warm lead, like it's a person to person, like you were given like accountability for you. Someone spoke for you, said that this is Maria's great for you. So that is also the importance of why we encourage everyone to unmute, introduce themselves, tell what services you have, what products that you have, so that we can know when we're in the marketplace. And also this is a safe platform for you to practice your pitch so that when you go out into the world, it'll come naturally. It'll be like muscle memory. So take advantage of the opportunity where you have a safe space to practice that pitch and selling not only your business, but yourself as well, being comfortable in your skin.
And then, in those areas, you ever see all of those signs around town that say, "We buy houses"? You see them all over the country. We buy houses, a phone number, we buy houses, cash. Like, those are little strategies, whether you know it or not, that actually works, because when people say, you know what, I got a house to sell, I seen this number, they're going to call that telephone number. So by doing certain things, it puts you in a position to where now somebody done called you, say, we buy houses. It's almost like, okay, you buy houses. Sure, I'll buy it from you. Post it right inside the group. Now you wholesaling because you don't got the money to do it, but they called you, you created the campaign, and now you got 1,000 people that you can, this is what they call your buyers list in real estate. FTB is your buyers list, and we're going to build an unlimited buyers list. So this is basically what FTB is. So when you look at developers are successful because of the resources that they have. Their name is on the project, but they not on every loan of those deals. They just got the resources to be able to get it done. And that's how Donald Trump builds all that stuff he builds, because he has a unlimited buyers list that he goes to when he finds a deal and he needs to get it done, and he wedges himself in between. These are the things that I want to start doing in our classes, and then also teaching amongst our members so you guys can build the confidence to know how to buy and sell real estate without using, or even using your money to tie it up, get it under contract, knowing that you got a lender that will now fund it. You know, when I was originally looking into real estate, I knew everything to do, but I just never knew how to do it because I never had the money to be able to get it done. So many opportunities have always have passed me by. But when I started meeting lenders to where they like, hey, you could do this, I'm like, I didn't know that. You know, the first time I closed a deal, I didn't know that you can close it in 3 weeks and they was going to give up that much money for so little bit of money that you had to have. I had no clue, but that's just the way it worked. So it's really just constantly building your resources and then also finding other organizations that you can network in so people know who you are. When you go out, you are a real estate investor, regardless if you did 10 houses or one or none. You know, you got to build your company first. So you got to go out confidently. Hey, what do you do? I'm a real estate investor. What do you invest in? Well, I work with a group of investors. We buy and sell property. You see what I'm saying? And you have to take that to grow it into what your actual reality is, because that's what I'm doing right now in real time. Like I've been a general contractor for years. The whole real estate investor side for me is new because, like I said, I never knew that I can go borrow the money to do it for myself. I always wanted to, but people concealed that information from me. So everything that I'm exposing to you guys is what was concealed from me. So you guys are getting it while I'm living it in reality, but I'm at the beginning stages of the investment side of things, just like you guys. You know, I just happen to be a builder, you know. So I can see over the next 5 years, I'm definitely going to blossom as a developer because now I know which direction to go. So everything that I'm saying for you guys to do, I'm doing it too. So y'all get to see it in real life.
Yeah.
And the last thing, and then I'm done. I was just looking, before this call, I was looking on Instagram, and Magic Johnson had a call for Black people to have financial dominance. And I wrote under the post, it's great to hear that. Oh, it was Master P and it was Master P and Magic Johnson, right? And I said it would be great if they stopped gatekeeping, because there's a lot of people that's famous that have the money or have the fame, but they don't have the money. And then the people with the money, they're not giving the information. So, I think with this platform, and that's why I told Dan all the time, he has with both sides. It's just that's what they're looking for is FTB. But we're new and we have to show and prove.
Mhm. And we will.
Yep.
And we will. And we will.
And
Period.
what'll help is if you guys, it don't even have to be on no professional platform. Like what'll help if you guys just take your phone and just start making little video clips, 1 minute, you know, long. Just talk about your experience with FTB. Talk about your goals. Talk about your company. Like this is what I'm doing in my company, and I joined this organization. And I met some other great people that we're gonna be collaborating and doing some great things. Because those things is what we need to start posting, so we can pay for that stuff to start going viral, and then that'll start driving the traffic. And you know, we need that. You know,
Planting seeds.
yeah.
Planting seeds. So I'm glad that you guys mentioned that, because I also wanted to, yes, the videos would be great. Even if you do the short videos, 30 seconds, a minute, you can WhatsApp them to me, and then we can post it on the Flip These Bricks platform. So you could send them to me in WhatsApp. It's best to send them over WhatsApp because the Apple Android conversion is eliminated with that WhatsApp. So send your short videos to me. If you guys have an FTB shirt, send a picture. It'd be great if you wore your flip shirt while you did the video. That would be great. We'd appreciate those. Also, I'm still working on bios. So if you guys would like to email me your bio and a forward facing picture, I did get yours, Altariq. I'm still working on those. So I will continue to update those. Forward-facing pictures are the best. I have some side pictures like Miss Janice. I love your picture, but I think you could get a forward-facing picture that would be better. So if you could try to, you're muted, but you could send me a picture as well. That's forward-facing, like headshot.
Looking straight ahead.
And because I feel the picture that I have, your forehead's cut off. So like
Okay.
a full body picture.
Okay.
And also like if you have like for instance, I'm looking at Maria, you know, her background.
Yep.
Also, like if you guys have like, you know, your
Your
logos
logos.
and like a small little snippet that I can put on our Instagram page, I can tag you guys page on it. And periodically what I do with those pages, I might spend $50 to $100 just to boost some of those posts. And it'll drive traffic, you know, to your page as well, and it'll bring awareness. That's how I've been growing, you know, growing our following. So if I have y'all business and what y'all do, y'all send that, we can post that stuff and then we can start sharing it, you know, to start driving traffic, you know, to your pages as well.
I also started putting the profile or your bio and your picture. I'm going to start adding one per week. So this week I did Jonathan. So when we send out our email, we send it out to over 300 people. So I'm going to start rotating those bios at the bottom of the email. So that's another reason why it's important. If you want to update your information, like Maria, I have information for you, but if you want to update it and also send over a forward-facing picture, because I have a side picture of you. So yeah, like more of a headshot kind of photo would be great, because I can, and don't worry about the background so much, because I can remove the background. So it's just really your body positioning. So just find a wall or something to take a picture and send it over to me. What else did I felt like there was something else that I wanted to say about that too, but I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, so we're just going to be making those updates, and just, I'm also trying to improve. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about, Anthony, with the property tax liens. If we could maybe kick off another session again, just a refresher course or something. I don't know if you want to try to do it before the holidays or if you want to wait until after the holidays, and then whenever you think that it would be best and convenient for you to work with your schedule. But I think we could kind of kick that off again and maybe even push it back some, because it'll give people more preparation time. We kind of crunched it the last time.
And also what I want to, okay.
Oh wait, what did you say, Anthony? I'm sorry.
Let Anthony finish.
No, we could work on a date. That's no problem.
Yeah. So just kind of revisiting that again, doing a refresher course and maybe finding some new areas and highlighting, like, you know, the whole schedule, the timeline. So want to definitely revisit that again. There was an interest and we could promote it again as well. So
it was excellent. Excellent.
It was really good.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
also,
I'm looking to Texas, so as well.
did he
Okay.
say you're moving to Texas?
No, he said
Yes,
we
I'm
can
looking to
start looking.
Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking to Texas as well, since we have a team there now.
Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
know.
And also what I'm gonna do, of course, I'm gonna get a you know, a couple other members to, because it's what it is it's so much that got to be done, and it's only but so much time that can happen in a day. But I am gonna you know, get a couple of members in the organization to kind of help me really strategize, because what I'm working on in the background is collaborating DDG behind the scenes, so FTB could start getting some of the qualifications. And even if right now it'll be, you know, kind of DDG, but the same system will qualify it. I want to start pushing construction management through FTB, so therefore investors know that we also do construction management, and we can start getting I could become a qualifying agent in the different states in order for it to get licensed. It can be really easy by going through the chapters, you know, in the states. And then what it'll do is it'll open up opportunities for our members to start making money in the construction industry, because then you can be a representative of your own branch for your own, basically your own construction company. It's almost like having a franchise, you know, like for instance, let's say Maria down in Mississippi. It's just a matter of people knowing that Maria remodels kitchens. You see, so when Maria is set up in her organization, and people start calling her to get kitchens, what we want to do here in FTB is start training the members on the process of the construction management side. So they know that they don't need to know how to remodel kitchens. There's kitchen guys right there in their city that do this all day long that just wish they had another project. So it's a matter of finding the resources within your city. And now guess what? You can start marketing, hey, I'm a builder. We do building renovations and remodeling. And we take the platform, and then what'll happen is I'll come down into these cities and get licensed. And in my mind, is almost like giving a license and a deal to someone. So therefore, they don't have to buy into a franchise. You know, they don't have to go get all the insurances and all these other things. It's almost like DDG is licensing you now to sell roofs in your area, and now you basically becoming a sales force. And then we just drop into the city to make sure that we can get it done. So these are the things that I've been thinking about on my end, because that's what my feel is. Now, other people got other industries in this organization. Imagine if that starts happening amongst the other fields and industries as well. And then that goes back to what Kareem was talking about earlier, of us just being able to circulate some things and stuff like that. I talk with Al Tariq because I want to open up New Jersey. He's right there in New Jersey. So how do we open up New Jersey? He get credit for it. You see, Kareem's in Baltimore. You see what I'm saying? So why not go down there and start opening up in Baltimore? Then he gets a percentage. I'm working with Madre right now in Atlanta because we're looking at going after city contracts with the city and the government. You see, so stuff like that is we can actually start doing, and you can get a percentage of these projects. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we start going for city and government and municipalities, like, you know, what Kareem was talking about, and, you know, some of these land banks and stuff like that. This is not us really scouting homeowners. This is us going for stuff that's going to be here forever. They always going to have a city government project that needs to be done. So, you know, I'm going to, you know, if any of the members are interested, we can always talk about it, but that's something that I'm going to be implementing because I can't do it all. And there's a lot of money out here to be made. So why not, you know, take advantage of it?
Agreed.
I'm ready for that.
Mm-hmm. And we tried it already, me and Kareem. That's why I was down there. I done had an office and everything in Bowie, Maryland, right, Kareem?
Yep.
And nothing happened. Just wasted some money and disappeared. And now we're doing it again. So I keep doing stuff like that. I set up these things because I mean, like, we're gonna go, but at the same time, you need partners that's gonna help expedite.
All right, so
You can't do.
so
I think
Daniel,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Anthony. My bad.
no, sorry. So when you're ready, you know, when the academy is ready for training, you know, let me know, because, you know, we could do from A to Z. We could do, you know, learning to read blueprints. We could learn about how to select land for land development or even land development themselves. So, you know, let me know, start build out, you know, things that get us going as a group, you know, because that's the bigger focus, where once we are knowledgeable and we're going and doing it, then it's just a matter of just like a runaway train. So, you know, whenever you're ready, let me know, and we could get some curriculum for the group at least. Get the group ready to go. Learn how to read blueprint. Learn how to just look at a piece of property and know if it's good or bad. You know, whatever we need to learn as a group, that's what we need to get to ultimately. And then, of course, it spill over into the bigger community.
You know what I ran into the other day, and I come to realize the construction industry doesn't look like us anymore, and it isn't going to look like us anymore. So regardless of what we think about, we're going to start a trade program and we're going to teach the trade and all this other stuff. That's just not where it's at. Like, I was looking at the young guy that was on my job site the other day, and he was just lost. You know, he was just lost with, one, the information that he have gotten. Two, nobody is really going to give him the opportunity to do. And then three, the work ethics in our community isn't the same. Is unmatched when you put them up against the Hispanic workers, period. I'm sorry to say it, but it just isn't going to happen. So us as an organization, we have to not teach the trade, we have to teach the business. Our youth got to know how to own a construction company, how to manage projects, how to buy and sell real estate. Because if we as the Black race, if we not heavily degreed up to where we a manager for organization, we a lawyer, doctor, a nurse, where we actually got some type of profession that's needed, we're not going to have anything in our workforce. So if you don't have any type of managerial skills to manage anything, you ain't going to have a job, period. Because even McDonald's is going to automate it now, and you already see it's no opportunities there. So
And they're gonna hire their own. They're gonna hire their own.
They're gonna hire their own regardless. So it's when I sat back and I looked at it the other day, I said, I have to restructure my mindset of how I want to share the information. And like Anthony just said, we have to teach land development. Like, we don't, not saying that you can't learn how to put up sheetrock, but that's not our focus. Our focus is we want to teach you how to get the contract so you can then hire the labor to do the sheetrock jobs for you. Teach you how to become a business owner and how to buy and sell these properties and develop these properties. And I think that that's what we really, really should be pushing, even our young people, because even like my sons, they don't want to do this, but they want to know the business. One of my middle sons was like, well, I'm just trying to figure out how, instead of me trying to learn how to build it, how could we like make a bunch of them and sell them? And I'm sitting here listening to them. Their minds is in different places. So that's what we got to teach, because if we could take a bunch of young guys now, we can stick them in a trade program and teach carpentry, but it's not going to get them nowhere in the future, because the system is just different now.
It is.
What I'm saying? It's completely different. So I think Anthony, Jasmine, Ms. Janice, all of us, collectively, we all have different talents and different skills that we need to create curriculums. And with these curriculums, we can use the FTB platform to sell these curriculums. You guys that create your curriculums own the license of them, and then FTB would just get a small percentage of just pushing it through our platform, but it will be your curriculum, and we can start really selling it to where the way that technology is made. Like, for instance, Anthony, your program that you have is excellent, right? We just got to figure out how to package it to where it could be sold like a bag of potato chips. Because I was speaking to Madre, and Madre was telling me that they have, and I know Al Tariq, he's in technology, so he probably know a lot about this as well. It's almost like it's automated. If a person go to our FTB site and they buy something, I might not never even knew that Anthony done signed up 4 people in his course, because it's almost like drop shipping. Let's say FTB get 10%, it'll automatically put the 10% in FTB account. Anthony will automatically get 90% in the email that somebody bought his course, and then he goes through his normal protocol the way that he would normally do it to teach his classes in tax liens.
That's what the lady that you brought on, a lady the great, talked about the ebooks.
Yeah, you see, so we do stuff like that, and we start creating these curriculums. Now we got products that we're selling, and we all could come up with them, So that's in the making as well. That's part of the discussions in the background with the store portal and stuff like that. And I just been in my brain trying to figure out how to structure the curriculum that I have in my mind, but that's basically what it is, and that's what's going to get us to where we need to be at. And then now we can all start pushing these products, and it'd be really nice if members could get commission off of selling your products for you, without it being network marketing, without you have to jump through hoops and hollers, without just to be able to get paid. Most platforms that sound like what we're doing it would normally be a network marketing. It's actually not one. We direct sell for whatever we do, which is good,
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely will be in touch, Anthony, for some of those curriculum ideas. And then I was going to follow up with Lady Ty too, because I think the missing element I know for myself is the platform to build the curriculums, to like, host them. So I'm going to follow up with her and see if I can find out some more information so that we can make it look, I don't want to say look, but look more mainstream.
The thing is, Anthony got the closest thing that I see so far of a completed product. He's already teaching the classes and stuff. So maybe we start with him and we help him build out his curriculum to get it completed to where it can be on his own platform that he has in the public, but then we can now take it and put it as a product that we can actually sell as well.
That's just an affiliate link.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, so y'all got all them smart people. Y'all got to help me out. I need it.
So yes, I'll touch base, Anthony. We could try to figure, because I do think I have a platform in mind. I'm taking a certification right now, and the platform they use, I kind of like. So I'm going to do a little research about it, and we'll see. So
there's a company that want to charge me $30,000. They contacted me a couple of weeks ago, and I know we can do this ourselves. But they build curriculums, successful curriculums for people all across the country. But talking to the guy, it's right. They host it right on Kajabi.
Yeah.
They're hosting it literally right on Kajabi, because when I started
everybody does.
When I was asking
Everybody
questions, I'm like, okay, so what am I getting? Where's this stuff coming? And he finally, because he didn't want to tell me at first, and he said, well, it's on Kajabi, but we make the video, we make it great, we make it all,
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
the
just
part right
video
there.
editing. That's just video editing. And what they have on Kajabi is they have these little mods that makes it easier, but you can buy whatever based off of whatever you need. So that's most of all of the people that have curriculums or classes, they use Kajabi. All of them that I bought has been on there, and that's about 6 of them. So and they all follow the same platform protocol. And like when I was looking at it, they have these little, it's just like, I forgot the name of the project management software, but it has little mods that you can make based off of whatever you're doing. So if you're doing classes to sell e-commerce, and you find a mod where it makes it easier to sell or more streamlined, then you can go and sell that on it as well.
I think it's like Kajavi or something like that. Let me look it up, Miss Janice. Hold on.
Kajaei.
Something like that.
Kajaei?
B, like boy.
B-I.
Oh, B-I.
V. Oh, B, yeah. B. My bad.
Wait,
Kajaa, B as in boy, I.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you could do a curriculum and a class on that medium, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to pay $30,000, do you?
No,
Well,
that's
you
No.
have to pay
somebody was
$30,000.
trying to sell me that, but I asked too many questions and I figured out what they were doing it on.
But let me just say, like, it is a process. It is work to build out a whole curriculum. So you gotta come up with the scripts. You gotta come up with like outline, then your scripts, then your videos, then you have to create your quizzes. It's just a platform to host everything once you put it together. But they do have, what I'm hearing is they have templates that you can kind of
just like
starting
GoDaddy.
point.
Now they got templates in almost every industry that you just buy and erase the other people's name out.
So yeah, if you look up what is it called? White labeling for anything, that's what it is. You can sell any kind of product as white label and you get a free. That's that. And then the other thing was about Kajabi, and I forgot. But there's a lot. We could stay on the call for another hour about this.
Don't do it, please. No.
Oh, because you opened up a can of worms with this Kajabi. That really got my mind early.
That's
all right.
not right
Oh,
now.
that's what I was. So what I was gonna say about it is, if you know like think McDonald's, right? It's easy. Step 1, step 2, step 3. If you know how to do that with what you're doing, that's all you have to do with Kajabi. Is just plan it out, set it up, and compartmentalize it. And if you need a model, I know that a lot of people like curriculum, and in adult learning, the curriculum is an ISD model. So if you want to look that up and follow that, as the ISD model that people follow is small information that's digestible in 3 to 5 minutes. That's what the ISD model is. So if you guys are trying to do that, then that's the model that you want to follow, because that's for adult learning.
Nice. I just learned something. Thank you.
And like I said, I do consulting.
I'm like, I think I have to call you.
You didn't put your information in the chat.
It's in the WhatsApp. Just hit me up. Say Kareem or at Kareem.
Okay. No, I'll look and get it.
I have
more questions.
We're
gonna be on here till midnight.
I have a question. I have a question for y'all on the WhatsApp group. What do y'all see like on the WhatsApp? Do y'all see what I put like as far as, because in my phone, right? Every last one of you guys that I have y'all personal number, I have how I have you saved, and that's just how I find people in. Do y'all see that, or y'all just see? So how do you know?
Number.
Okay, so how do people know who's who?
They need.
So
we don't.
I see the people that I have saved, basically, and then whoever is whatever you put in the group. So if you have WhatsApp and you have whatever your name is on, or the profile name, that's what I see. I'll see the name.
Got it. So in
I don't see that.
Because what I did yesterday is I actually went into WhatsApp because I didn't know you could have that. I was able to change a picture, update the profile, and all this other stuff. So now you guys will see me, because I noticed today somebody was like at Dawkins Development Group. That was never in there until I put it in there. So what y'all can do is go into your personal profiles and put your business information, websites, and all that stuff in there. And I guess that's what people will start seeing. Because I was wondering if y'all see my stuff, because when I'm seeing the messages, I'm seeing all the taglines that I know people as, and it's on my screen as if y'all can see. And I said, if that's the case, then I'm gonna need to change stuff up. I got stuff like so-and-so African lady met in the gas station. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's for you. We just see the number and what they put.
You know what? Okay, there is a Facebook post about this, and my friend posted. He was like, he has me. Never mind. He has me. His phone is Jasmine Don't Want Me Robinson. So this is hilarious that you're talking about how people have you.
That's how everybody is in my phones, literally just like that.
Yes, he's like, he posted it in the comments, Jasmine Don't Want Me Robinson. So it's interesting to see what people have you saved as. That's funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, guys, for real. Good night. It's been fun. It's been real. I'm over it now. I'm hungry.
A little bit of people. This was a long call.
Right? And it was a good call. As always, a great call.
I learned a lot.
I did too. So I will post some things in the WhatsApp group, and I'll reach out to some of you all individually. Maria, well, everybody. I have some calls. I'll do better. And if you have any questions for me, you can always reach me via email, jasmine@flipthesebricks.com. I'm in the WhatsApp group as well. Membership at flipthesebricks.com. You can reach us that way as well. Hope everyone has a great week, fantastic week. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. You only fail when you quit. So don't quit and you won't fail.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Good
night, guys.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.
All right.